Hi everyone, Angie here. Coming on to do a little fun make video with you guys. I have had accumulation of some bits and pieces on my desk here, and as things start to accumulate at least once a week or twice a week depending on how much crafting I've been doing, I try to minimize the scraps and the bulk and put them to use rather than file them, put them away, and then bring them back out, put them away. You spend more time sorting and putting things away rather than I just have come to realize for myself that just use the scraps that you have in front of you and make something. So I usually use those and make some tags and journaling cards and add little bits and pieces to already created projects to try and fill them in. Maybe, you know, a particular piece looks a little bare and, you know, you might see something like this little flower. Oh, this might look nice on there. So that's what I've been doing lately, is just kind of when I start feeling things piling up, I start making some journaling cards and tags. So I made a couple before I turned the camera on, and I thought maybe you guys might want to come along and make some with me. Here's two that I made. They're just kind of collaged journaling cards, and they're just random sizes. I'm just using the scraps that I have. But then on these ones, I thought, let's add some slow stitching, and I thought that came out really, really nice. Just adding a little extra element. Look how attractive I think that particular journal card looks. And here's another one. And then on the back, I just left plain, and I covered it with coffee dyed paper for journaling. But on the front of this one, there's actually some journaling space there too. I like that lined element there. And then on this one, just kind of, you know, collaged with some pieces, and the back is blank for journaling. So I thought maybe you guys want to make a couple of them with me. So, and it really minimizes your scraps and your pieces and cuts down on all that, as well as, you know, at least for me, it's been working so far for the last probably, I want to say 4 or 5 months I've been doing this. You know, I let things just kind of, I push the small pieces off, and the big pieces I kind of stack them in a little corner off to the side. And then when I start saying, okay, it's getting to be too much, I sit down and do a make with them. So I have separated my piles. I've kind of got little small pieces here, just random pieces, and then the larger pieces here. And I've pulled out a few tabs. I didn't put tabs on these ones, but I did pull out a couple tabs just in case I want to add tabs to these projects that we make together. So let's see what we've got here. I was thinking maybe make some more journaling cards, or we'll see what shapes we've got here. And these I pulled out for, I was going to do some belly bands, and I don't know, maybe we'll do those. But these are really pretty. I thought they started out as bases with my jelly plate, you know, just when you use the roller, and it kind of looks kind of a mess. But then I added some stenciling, I added some splatting with some different colors, and I thought, look at that, isn't that pretty? I think that's pretty yummy. And I thought they would make some really nice belly bands. So anyway, maybe we'll get to that too. I don't know. So these are the pieces that I thought we would work on, and again, they're just scrap pieces. As you can see, there's some ink on there. They're all different assorted sizes. So yeah, let's start with, I don't know, we got 2 of the book pages. Let's start with one of the book pages, and let's see what we can come up with here. And then we just need like a focal element. For those, I brought in some fussy cut butterflies and some bird elements there, maybe in case we need one of those. So let's use this. This is a good size. And maybe this one. And let's do the music sheet one. I like that. And if we have time, we'll do more. So that's 3 bases to start with. Okay. This says America Home Gardens. That's about the size of that, and that will strengthen that book page as well. So let's try that. And then once we get our layers on the other elements, I think that will create a nice sturdy base. And then when we put the backing on it, I think it'll make it good. Okay, so let's see. I like that, but that kind of has some ink on it. So let's turn that over since that's going to be the back side that gets covered. So let's see, let's use that. What do we got here? I like that dark rich color on that. Let's see. Maybe that. Let's see. Maybe that with that one. I'm just kind of looking at the colors and seeing what kind of works, or what I think would work. Because I think the final element would be the stitching, and I think that will add our, that's got some green in it from that floral element. Oh, let me pull this up. You may not be able to see that. I may not be in complete frame, huh? Okay, so these are our base elements that we're starting with, and then I've got our other elements here. So I'm just kind of trying to see what works. Pulled this out. That's got some green in it there. Then I've got some focal elements of some birds. Maybe that. Here's another one. Maybe that. Let's see what else we can find here. Maybe a couple small ones. There's a couple small ones. Let's see what else I've got here. I don't want to pull out too much. I want to try to use up what I have here already rather than bringing out more, because the whole objective here is to get rid of some of these small bits that I have already on my desk and that are getting piled up. Let's see what this is. Okay, well that can be used somewhere. I don't know. Maybe against that green. Let's see. Actually, that's got a lot of color on that one. Maybe if we bring this one. With the birds, music goes well with birds. They sing. Maybe bring a little color down to the bottom. Let's see. I don't know if that's right side up or upside down. Maybe it goes like that. Maybe half on and half off, something like that. And then this one, maybe, it's already got that. American Hope and Gardens, it says. I don't know if the camera's picking that up real well. Well, maybe we can bring in a couple butterflies. Let's see if we've got something with some color, some green and red. Let's see what I've got here. Maybe. That one might be kind of big. Okay, well maybe just that one. Maybe we can go with that one. Or maybe we could go with two of them. Maybe something like that. I don't know if that goes. Kind of like that nice painted image of that house there. pick up a bit of that, cover that up too much, maybe something like that. And we'll just let the focal point and the stitching be the main element of these particular journal cards. I like that. Let's start with that and see what we've got. Try and get 3 done. Okay. So what I was doing is just piecing my elements together. So how is everyone today? I hope everyone's doing well. In good spirits. I'm doing well. Had a pretty good weekend. Can't complain. The weather was considerably nice yesterday, and we have a nice day today. Our mornings or nights are still really, really cold, but all week we're expecting considerably mild weather. Makes you yearn for spring, I'll tell you that. I'm ready. But today it's in the upper 50s, and it's supposed to be that all week, so we get to enjoy, for the most part, some pretty good temperatures. But then comes Saturday, more snow. Friday night into Saturday, we're going to expect more snow. So we'll see what happens. But I'm not minding these nice days, I'll tell you that. Not minding them one bit. Okay, let's just put these, and I'm not going to do too much inking or anything like that. We're going to keep it pretty basic. Might just do some around the edges like I did on the other 2. Like I said, you know, these are just let's go right about there maybe. And then this is pretty thin and this is pretty thin, so I'm going to just back this with this. Can't go wrong with a journaling card. And they're always fun to make and use. Okay, so that's that one. And let's see what we've got here. But I usually pull out my sewing machine and do stitching, and for some reason I had my, or actually I remember I had done a video with, I had to sew in a signature, and I had left my twine out, my embroidery floss out, and then I was looking at this pile of goodies, and you know, your train of thought, one thing leads to another, and I said, you know what, let's do some slow stitching. So that got the ball rolling. So look at that, 4 pieces there, 1, 2, 3, 6 pieces there, 4 pieces there. Already we are on a roll, cutting down this pile. If we have time, maybe we can do some more. So do I want to do this as a tag, or do I want to keep it as a journaling card? I think I want to keep it large. Same with this one. We're just going to keep the original shapes. Cut this one down. Okay. All right, I like that. So now from there, all we got to do now on my slow stitching, you can do it a couple different ways, I guess. I had my needle here somewhere. Here it is. Okay. You can just do random stitching, or you can do more precise stitching. Is kind of what I was doing. Is I just I used my pokey tool, but I just looked at my piece and I just tried to think, okay, where do I want stitching and which way do I want it to go? Like I have a lot of blank space here, so I just said, okay, let's maybe, and I did use my ruler, so I get straight lines. And I just said, okay, I'm just going to poke a hole, maybe every 1/2 inch, maybe every 1/4 inch, whatever you want to do. And on this, we'll just do every 1/2 inch. And I just did like so. It's not going to be exactly even, but it'll be probably better than if I were to just eyeball it. Okay, so then from there I said, okay, let's go this direction. And, you know, now this I was just eyeballing, but okay, and then we'll go every 1/2 inch and we'll do some stitching this direction to fill up this space. Oh, actually that's a quarter inch actually. Okay, so we'll bring a stitch up and out this way, and then maybe we want to do, come down here where it's empty, and let's do a crisscross stitch. So from there we'll do again another 1/2 inch. Oops, try and get it somewhat straight. We'll do 1/2 inch pokes, or 1/4 inch pokes, should I say. Let's do 1/4 inch pokes. And as many as you want to do across. So what do I got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we've got to do 8 more. And we'll do maybe some X's. Figure out the distance that you want it to be. I think that looks pretty good right there. Okay, so I'll fill that up, and then maybe, okay, that's good for starters. Let's just start with that first one, because I just have a small piece of embroidery thread there. And I tried to do mine all in one rather than do one stitch and then have to cut it off and continue. I just do it all as one piece if I can. I think that adds a really nice element to your piece. This should be long enough to get this one done, and then I'll re-thread it for the next one. And of course, slow stitching. You want to just take it nice and slow. And just put your stitches wherever you want. Now, like I said, I might be, you know, overthinking this, but you don't have to do the poke method and pre-thought out areas, you know, just stitch wherever you want, of course. But I do think that the thread stitches just add a really nice element. Okay, that's the last hole. So we're going to go ahead and make one more because I want to come out through the back. Okay, then rather than cut this off, I'm just going to go down to my next hole. I'm going to pull it taut. Make sure my stitching looks good. And I probably should have changed my thread, maybe. Used a different color, but that's okay. And I'm going to do a crisscross stitch. We're going to do X's down here. We'll use another color on the next one. When I rethread it, I will rethread it with a little bit of a darker colored thread here. And just keep pulling our stitches firmly, but not too tight to where you tear your paper. I'm sure everybody's familiar with a slow stitch, which, like I said, I like this process. I just don't do it very often. I usually just pull out my sewing machine and thread up around the sides and the edges. So see, there we go. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I have enough that I could probably come up. Now see this one, since I just have a little bit left over, I'm just going to come up and just do a random kind of a diagonal stitch here, rather than waste this bit of thread that I have on here. And just do different stitching. Oh, came a little close on that one, but that's okay. Okay, I think that's enough on that one. So there we go. Pull your needle out, cut off the edge. And what I usually do is just bring in a piece of Scotch tape, tape down those ends, or you can use a piece of glue, a little dab of glue, whatever you prefer. And I usually just cut it off to where the two ends meet and just do one piece of tape and just secure that down just like that. And then that's ready for our backing. Okay, so let's do the next one. And excuse me for one quick second. I'll grab another color. We'll bring in the more darker one. That's the darkest one I have, kind of a cream color. Let's bring that in. And we'll do it the same way. Just kind of look at your piece and figure where you think where you might like to fill in with stitching, going around a focal point. And why can I not get it in that big hole? I don't know. There we go. All right. So for here, I would say probably some stitching right along here or right down here, or you can go around your focal point, whatever you want to do. So this one, we're just going to try and move a little bit more quickly. We're just going to, let's see, what do I want to do? Come back through that hole. Just kind of do whatever you want here. Let's see, like that. And I'm just trying to keep the stitching about the same distance, same size, right about there. Okay, so let's leave that and let's just hop all the way over to here. Maybe make our stitches a little bit smaller. And I'm sorry I have to hold this up, but I have to kind of see, and I'm just kind of using my finger guide, and I'm also trying to use the line on this image here also as a little bit of a guide. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to get it exactly straight, and that's probably why sometimes I use my, you know, ruler so I can get a more accurate stitch and distance, if that's important to you, you know. See that one, I came down a little bit too slow, but we'll just go with it. Okay, and then let's just move all the way up to the top. Again, make sure we pull it taut and come back this way. Okay, I'm kind of getting off kilter there. I'm gonna go ahead and use my pokey tool here to kind of keep my stitches right along this line. Okay, that just helps me a little bit. And sometimes it'll help you go a little bit faster, even though it's called slow stitching. It helps you go a little faster. Just pull it in and out nice and carefully. And don't go too fast, you don't want to tear it. Okay, let's go ahead and come up one more. And we'll come down. Maybe we want to do like a button stitch or something, come across. Maybe something like that. See how much we have left. And maybe we will do one more like that. I like that. Down. Across halfway. So just whatever you want to do, however much you want to fill in, like that. And I feel like it needs something down here, but not necessarily more stitching. I think that's enough stitching. So let's cut that off, and let's cut this one off. And I need to bring that stitch back out through the back. Okay, and then we need to tape those ends off. And just so they overlap a bit, you don't want too much bulk on the back side. So that's very nice. Okay, and then this one, let's see what we can do with this one. Okay. Let's start here. ourselves a good little amount of room there. Let's make some big stitches. Let's make some big diagonal stitches on this one. Whatever we want to do. Just pull it through nice and easy. Maybe something like that. That's nice. Again, I'm just kind of trying to eyeball it and leave the same amount of distance on each one. And I haven't cut off the back piece from the spool, so now I've got it tangled, so I have to separate the two here. Quick. Okay, there we go. No, what'd I do? Okay, I'm gonna have to cut that off because I've got it tangled here. Let's pull that out. Okay, there we go. All right, let's do one more. Okay, and then let's, I don't know, let's come across just the middle here. And maybe we'll go down. Don't let your ends get tangled up. See, as you can see, that one has a little bit of a cocky stitch. I mean, not that it's a big deal. I mean, we're not going for perfection or here or anything. But again, if you do want more of a straight stitch, that's why you might want to just pre-make your holes. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And sometimes you might, you know. Okay, so I got 4 stitches there. So let's go mix it up. Let's come back through the middle there or thereabouts, and let's do a straight stitch. So again, totally up to you. And we're going to kind of angle it and kind of head upward with this stitch a little bit. Trying to eyeball it though. Okay, let's do one more. And let's go upward with this one. Do one more stitch. And you just stop when you feel comfortable. Well, you think you've got enough. That's all. Just a little something different. Okay, so let's cut that off. Let's see. Let's bring that to there. Tape it off in the back. Get it nice and flat. And for some may prefer to show the stitching on the back. That's another option, totally up to you. But I just want these to be journaling cards, and I definitely want to have a journaling spot. So we'll leave the back open for that. Okay. So now all I need to do is grab some coffee dyed paper, a couple smaller pieces here that have been torn, and let's get those glued down. And you want to use a good amount of glue because we do have that bumpiness on the back, so make sure you put enough glue. Okay. And then let's just seal that down. Okay, let's see if we can fit that one on here. Let's go ahead and put this one down. Again, be generous with the glue. We definitely don't want your back piece coming up. We don't want just problems with the stitching. So let's put that one down. All right, and then let's get this one down. And that will make for a nice, pretty, sturdy, solid journaling card there, guys. If you want to put a tab, add yourself a tab on there. You might want to put the stitching around the tab, I don't know. Make sure that's good and stuck. And there will be a little bit of bumpiness on the back side because of the stitching, but that's okay. Trim around the edges, leave yourself with squared corners, or if you want to do rounded corners, again, up to you. This out of the way. Okay. Let's see, I think I want that one square. We'll go ahead and round these ones. And just keep that in mind when you're doing your slow stitching. Don't come too close to the corners if you're going to be trimming those corners off, of course, but just a note. And I always cut it twice because my cutter, for some reason, cuts kind of jagged. Okay, let's bring a little vintage photo in. As light or as heavy as you choose. And going a little heavier on this one since the palette of colors on this is so light. You know, and if you wanted, you can maybe kind of dust in a little color. It looks kind of pale to me. Maybe bring in a little extra color there. How about that? See, that one didn't even cut. Here we go. Might want to bring some added color to the back. Oh, that one's nice. I like that one. Well, I like them all, but I guess just a little more color on that one. Okay. So what do you think, guys? Not too bad. I really think that the stitching always adds a little oomph, a little extra something to our pieces. So there we go. A few little different looks, and where are the couple that I made off camera? And I feel like maybe, I don't know, that one might need a little something extra, a little something, pop of color or something. Let's see. Maybe a small bird. Let's see what else I've got here. Maybe that one. Just needs a little more color. Looks kind of blah. Or maybe bring in some, I've got some cheesecloth here. Maybe we could bring in a little small piece of cheesecloth. Let's see. I think that might do it. And then this little added bird here, fussy cut bird. Overdid it on the cheesecloth there. Yeah, there we go. All right, I like all those. Yeah, I think that cheesecloth did a little something on there. Adding that extra element. I did cover a little bit of my slow stitching, but just one stitch in the corner, not too bad. Okay, I like it. All right, so there we go, guys. I hope you liked the project today. Just a few little slow stitched, collaged journaling cards. As you can see, each one looks a little different. And we're just using little scraps and pieces that you have laying around left over on your desk. Of course, we always love when we can salvage and use up little pieces rather than them go to waste, okay? So there we go, guys. You will see those hopefully in a future project or journal page or something somewhere on into the future soon. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today, guys. As always, you know what's coming, okay? Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.